Peace and power, peace and power. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. Divine mind knows, the divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people that struggle. Salute. As you come on in, please know that this is a safe space. Please know this is a space of learning and getting learned up. Please know that this is a space for comments, concerns, questions, answers, dialogue, intelligence, fact-based opinions. A space where you are loved. Please know that this is a space where we seek a path towards true liberation, a space of excellence. You dig? Building and destroying, dialoguing. As my classroom assistants come on in, please keep all contact information in the chat for the duration of class. Please keep all funding information in the chat for the duration of class. Fund this war effort. Whoo! Man, the war is getting heavy. Yes. If you or anybody you know is in need of anger management, please book an assessment. Please book an assessment. Don't wait till it's too late. Don't wait till you're running up out of your Crocs down the street because you had a little hostile moment and you really didn't know that that other person was also a little bit hostile. Yeah. Don't wait until you've crashed up into the building somewhere. Little road rage incidents and all that. Too late after that. After you done caused thousands and thousands of dollars of damage to your car and somebody else's business. Don't wait, it's too late. Book an assessment. Find out what you need to know. If you're already up under my fold, get your sessions in. Book your sessions. Okay? Consistent anger management breeds a healthy living environment. If you or anybody you know is in a domestic violence situation, an intimate relationship, abusive condition, please book an assessment. Find out the warning signs, what you need to be alerted to, the behaviors that should alarm you. Find out. Don't wait until you on the floor in the hotel with an ashy heel getting kicked. It's too late for that. Now it's too late at that point. You dig? Get yourself or a loved one or an employer or an employee, a teacher, a student, somebody you know, somebody you don't know, an acquaintance. Please, don't wait till it's too late. Find out what you need to find out. Okay? Remember, the life you save could be your own. Yes. As you can see, I am working very hard at getting my rhythm back. I'm making every attempt to get my rhythm back. But I have to get it in as much as I can and when I can, especially when I get triggered. So today is going to be a delightful class. You know, it will be, you know, because one thing that I pride myself with is being unique and very different than any person that has ever utilized this platform to push information and to gather people of like minds. Very different. One thing I never tolerate is ever being called a hater or using the term hate as a descriptive when it comes from me. because I don't know people. I don't know these celebrities, regardless of what kind of acquaintance I had with them. I don't know them. I haven't been around them. There's no hate. There's no hate. The only hate that I could ever, and I mean ever, have is for the Ofe. Those who consistently seek to oppress and harm my people. It's the only hate. I don't care about these celebrities that deep, or personalities, or whatever we want to call these individuals, influencers. So when somebody uses that word, I gotta check it. And check it with intelligence and with specific reason. Yeah. So it's going to be a little spirited at times during this class. Little spirited. So pardon me. Okay? Trust I'm using all of my anger management plan. Okay? So I cannot be off beat. So I cannot be out of step. So if you're watching the mammy who said that I was hating because I made specific question onto how this person or this person's name was used in a certain space, mammy, this is for you. Okay? Now, we need to tag Jeopardy, the TV show, and the writers. Tag them. Tag Jess Hilarious. Don't know what happened to the B in her name, but tag her. Yeah, tag her. Tag the father and son who attempted the coup in the Congo. Yeah, play dumb games and you win a silly prize. Tag them. Let's start tagging people on these vacations that don't know what's in their bag. Yeah, tag all the Turks and Caicos U.S. citizens that's being held abroad. Tag them. Who else do we have to tag today? Hold on. Let me make sure it's right. Yeah, hold on. Tag Shorty, the rapper, who unalived himself live playing with a hammer. Tag him. Tag the homie, too, who was in the Crunch gym fronting on Popo and got fried and sizzled in the gym. Tag him. Who else? Who else get tagged? I would say tag Lisa Ray, but she ain't worthy. Not at all. But y'all tag all of them. And as always, tag our people who fail, even to this day, fail to realize that we have to think beyond what we see right in front of us. That we have to conceptualize, have a concept of a world without these OFAs, without their institutions, in order for us to go somewhere else. You understand? It's thought. It's thought. How do you think? And then when you think, how do you manifest? So tag all of them. But we got to see who else is in here. Because I could tell y'all ain't tagged y'all classmates. It's a little light. And by the way, yeah, y'all know when we went in on Morehouse, y'all know that wasn't monetized, right? Yeah. I guess they didn't like the word mammy. I don't know. Or good black men. But let's see who's in class today. Van Rutledge. First in class. Salute, Van. What's going on, family? Uh-oh. Senorita Flowers is up in there early. Ah, boy, the couple is here, both of them. Salute to the happy couple. What's going on? Mark Lewis, what up? What up? So, salute. See, Bliz is up in here early. Eric Ford. Come on now. Yeah, that common joint is fire. Yeah, it's fire. But I told y'all, to this day, I still believe that Common versus Nas. Nas in a versus setting, and Common will set his ass on fire. I'ma stick by it. Let's go on. Who else is up in class? Tierra? What up, T? What's going on? Tony Brent, East New York. What's going on? Well, can we come up in here with that? Bronx veteran, come on now. Cut that out. Merk Low. What up, Merk Low? Kent Williams, what's going on? George Johnson, 55. First 55 of the day for George Johnson. 55, serve him up. Give him that 55. See, Bliz. George Johnson get a 55. Versace Broccoli's in the spot. Queen Quiche, 55. Oh, come on, hello. You must be new here. 55 for her. The control room. What's going on? Who is M. Dot? What up, M. Dot? Jean. What up, Jean? Salute. Mark Hines, 55. Yeah, got him. Late Charles. Salute. Turner Ira. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Yes, what's going on? Lee Guinness, the Bison, Lee, 55. Yeah, hold that. E. Blandon, 55, E. Yeah, you up in there. Viva, Africa, 55. Yeah, F. Rich, 55. Oh, yeah, Don Fuego. Huh? Nah. Michael. Yeah, we see you, Michael Cephas. What up? Sales, what's going on? Barbara Williams. Tony G, what's going on? Trayvon Brown, 55. Yeah, 55. Yeah. Andre Davis, yeah, 55. All right, George, we're going to put your 55 on the back burner. We're going to check your attendance record. Get him, C-Blade. What's going on? 55 gang is up in here. Huh? You been to class, Trayvon? Don't be sneaking up. The city? Yeah, I'm in good spirits. 55, the city? Yeah, that's how much good spirits. Hold that. Artist Magic, salute. Construction Site Media, salute. Let's get to it. We got to get to it. Because we have to get our minds right. I always tell y'all, guard your mind. Born wisdom of law. Peace. Almighty, what's going on? What's going on? Look. First, I want to touch certain things. We see you, Delilah. Yeah, Van and a happy couple salute. Much appreciated for funding the war effort. Now, look. There's a lot that's been going on over the last week about these U.S. citizens, right? And I don't know what the hell's going on in this house. It's a little hot. It is. I ain't gonna front. I know y'all looking like, yo, you got on that hat and that hood. Yo, listen. I'm trying to get my rhythm back. It's under the weather, but man, sheesh. The hell going on in here? Let me take off the hood. Anyway, U.S. citizens, and if you are a fan of Locked Up Abroad and stuff like that. See, I've been knowing about people getting locked up abroad ever since I was in the 5th grade or 6th grade. And they made us read, was it the Billy Haynes story? The Midnight Express? One of them, I think his name is William Haynes. And he got locked up in Turkey for trying to smuggle hashish out. Man, that as a preteen, reading that ruined me. I mean, I definitely appreciate the elementary school teachers that I had. And if anybody was in PS 306 with me in the first smartest class, y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. Mr. Koff, Miss Baker, 4th grade was Miss Eisenstein. They definitely encouraged us to read and wasn't reading no garbage. Yes, Midnight Express. Thank you. And we read that. Not only that, I read 1984 back then. We read Animal Farm. Like, these are books that I read as a kid. Then had to reread them in high school, then again as an adult. But that book tormented me. And then not long after the book, they actually had made the movie, but serviced it to television. So we watched the movie. And man, they told Billy ass up. Yeah. And then he had to plan his escape. And he escaped the day the government was coming to get his ass. So between that and me traveling overseas and being in the service and understanding how jails move overseas, I don't never have a yearning to be vacationing and that's just not my thing. It's not. When people speak of relaxation and rewarding themselves, the simplest thing for me, and I'm good. I could put on my favorite hip-hop song and I feel great. I could listen to the Supreme Team, world famous Supreme Team show or Buffalo Cows and reminiscing, feel good, and then get right back to work and I'm out and I'm moving. I have no yearning for the trappings of capitalism. Over exuberance of luxury and all that shit. Was luxury for me is not luxury for many. So pardon me if I don't have the same amount of empathy when it comes to people telling me I need a break. You ain't did shit. And I'm going to keep it 1,000. We are oppressed. And if we are not moving in the space of being liberators for ourselves and others, you ain't doing no real work. Most people are comfortable in their oppression or find a way to fit in the pocket of what these old faiths got us doing. So if you're working 80 hours for these old faiths and you tired, that's on you. But the idea that we should get up, go to some other part of the world where the people are even more impoverished and oppressed than us and kick your feet up, listen, whatever you get, that's on you. And if you're doing that, you should be extra careful because being American and speaking in English, there's already a hate and an animosity globally. People think that y'all keep believing that these old fays with this, we the best in the world, the omnipotent administrators, the world's police. You think people like you? You think people overseas like you? So you're a target. And at any given time, they're going to exercise their frustrations out on simple people who are not paying attention. So especially since the pandemic, since trips have been getting cheaper, people have been, going as far as Dubai on a cheap, paying for trips monthly or for credit cards and stuff. Like the world has been people's oyster. They've been running around. And as we've seen, many Americans have been getting tripped up. The latest in Turks and Caicos happened to be about 5 or 6 within the last week or so. And they caught a little melanated woman over there. Yeah. For whatever reason, I don't know. And I will never know. These people who, and I'm not saying she is, legal weapons owner, firearm owner, or carrier, things like that. Being somebody who carried illegal firearms in the street. Being somebody who was legally trained in the military with a firearm. I don't get people who don't do that, who are not weapons owners for their livelihood. I don't get it. People can get gassed up and do all type of things and believe, yeah, I got this is this is that, and we going to the range and this and this, and being, again, a little careless with the tools of the trade. For somebody to have that in their luggage, come on, man. When I go out of town, you did? When I'm out of town with family, I'm very cautious in particular about laying our property around, our bags, stuff like you got to keep things in neat pockets in order. Now, I haven't read every case. I know I did a follow-up today. One of the Ofe men that got tripped up over there just pled guilty. But let me run this down. In the most recent case of American citizens, U.S. citizens tripped up in Turks and Caicos, Shanice Greer of Orlando was visiting Turks and Caicos with her daughter for Mother's Day. When during a routine search at the Howard Hamilton International Airport on May 13th, officials claimed to have found 2 rounds of ammunition in her bag. She was charged with 1 count of possession of ammunition and released on $15,000 bail. She has been ordered to remain in the Caribbean territory until the completion of her case. Right? Ryan Watson of Oklahoma was arrested on April 12th after hunting ammunition was allegedly found in his carry-on bag before flying home with his wife. He was released on $15,000 bond, but remains on the island as his case continues. Now, damn what the Mofes got going on. I'm talking about Sharita here in the trip for Mother's Day, which, again, to each his own. Not here to make the determination of whether or not this mother and daughter deserve to do what they do, did what they did. My question is for them, because it's become a tool to flex, to be lit. You understand? To do these things and basically put it in the face of other people who may or may not be able to do it. This is what social media has become. Another tool that people are using for their ego to dehumanize others. And again, I'm not saying that that's the case here, but I know that I would advise any black woman not to be in Turks and Caicos, especially after what happened with Lisa Ray. So soon we forget, right? But again, our women use these type of women as a measuring stick, as a way of leveling up. So they've watched Lisa Ray over the years flex and utilize that as a flex. And all these women put themselves in alignment to that, right? It's like all these little chicken heads going to Dubai. Oh, she went, then I can go. She did this, so I could do that. Oh, this one is over in Jamaica getting rubbed down on a raft. Oh, I want my booty rubbed on a raft too. So that's going to be my next. And I'm going to, and it trickled down. And what might have been just a mere event for somebody else has now become a behavior, has now become a yearning. So I do recall how Miss Lisa Ray was married to homie in the island. That was his spotty spot. He ran it and tripped her monkey ass up. And I never, ever forgot it because she ended up ratting, testifying. So I was like, damn, Keiko can't be all that because she had to rat and testify because the people of Turks and Caicos didn't take to the fact that she was over there and basically saying she was a foreigner who didn't belong. So if they did that to her, to somebody who was married and was repping the island, what do you think they're going to do? Huh? What do you think they're going to do to some common people just coming through to vacate? I'm sure every chance they get, they trying to steal something. They trying to go on somebody's bag. They trying to beat you on your receipt, extra tips, all type of weirdness. Just for the simple fact that they never liked how that went down. So my melanated behind would never be over there. Nah, that wouldn't happen, Captain. No. Nah. Texas Caicos wouldn't see me. But some people need a refresher. Just like probably Sharita and her daughter needed. Because that, way back then, might not have come across their timeline. But we know that Turks and Caicos, something just happened over there. People been unalived over there. And it's as recent as this year. So it's something that is becoming a hustle for them. For you to go to these islands and to get tripped up. This is just what it's been as of recent. As of recent. So let me remind you, since you might have forgot. Former premier, Michael Missick, and his ex-wife, American actress Lisa Ray McCoy, in 3 days of testimony that at one point was punctuated by tears, American actress and former Turks and Caicos Island First Lady Lisa Ray McCoy detailed how millions of dollars were spent while she was married to ex-president Michael Missick in, what she described as a whirlwind romance. Now, this is money that he was taking from his own people on this island. Allegedly, no, because this is court documented. Huh? Court documented. Included in those funds were a $6 million bank loan, which she and Missick were never asked to repay. Several $100,000s paid to her companies through the Turks and Caicos Islands Tourist Board for marketing the islands, including a check for $300,000 payment for her daughter's school fees in Switzerland, a magazine with Mystic, down payments for properties in the United States of America, and more than $100,000 investment in a hairline on which she never received any returns. Among her expenses, her hairdresser was paid $1,500 per day, and her wardrobe stylist $1,000 per day. Now, I was someone born and raised on Turks and Caicos and found it struggling to make ends meet. Found that my existence was mere and meager and couldn't figure out why. I would be tight at any tourist coming over. If all that we have on this island is tourism, and we got people coming through that talk the same, walk the same, look the same as a woman who did all this, I'd be trying to line them up every chance I get, especially if lining them up with a jail charge, with a prison charge is going to bring 15 and 20 grand for bail money, making sure that they can't leave the island, so there's still money being sent from they people to make sure they right, court fees, legal fees, and hoping that we give them jail time. Why would any of us want to go over there? Why? We already know the justice system is a hustle globally, period. So why? Because we always think shit is funny. We always think, nah, not me. It ain't gonna happen to me. And when it does, for whatever strange reason, maybe because the white Jesus that helped you pay for that trip saw fit that you get jammed up over there, we don't anything. But whatever it does, when it happens, then it's Cry Me a River. Then it's Cry Me a River. Then it's the State Department, help me out. Then it's the news, help me out. I mean, ammunition in your luggage, allegedly. So if it ain't yours, that means somebody put it there. If it is yours, the hell are you doing with it? Huh? Yeah. But our people like to play a lot of games. Our people like to vacate. Our people like to drink up. Our people like to celebrate without things worthy of celebration. Serious. We talking about Mother's Day. As if Mother's Day isn't every day. As if doing something special for mama isn't every day. Every day. I wish that I was able to say, what's up, Ma? Call her. And that's done. That's been done for me. I damn sure wouldn't need a trip to do that. At all. Because when she was here in my presence, it was every single day. Flowers, cards, hugs, kisses. What do you need, Ma? What do you need, Ma? Running her wherever. Stores, this, that, wherever. Because she was my best friend. Didn't need no Ofe guilt holiday to tell mama how much I needed and loved and wanted and appreciated her. So I always question these celebrations, these holidays, what are we doing? Again, to each its own. I'm a very militant individual. What I do, many can't. But don't expect me to have any empathy for the shit. You dig? Let's move on with Lisa Ray McCoy. Remember, her hairdresser paid $1,500 per day. Out of them people money. McCoy told the court she needed to earn lots of money to promote herself and keep up her appearance. Dressed in what has become a signature white outfit, McCoy gave evidence in the court presided over by Mr. Justice Paul Harrison through a video link from a courtroom in California after she was summoned by a U.S. court to testify. Rat. Under direct examination by Queen's Counsel Andrew Mitchell, the lead prosecutor, she traced her relationship with Missick from when they met at the Trumpet Awards in 2005 until their marriage ended in divorce after about 3 years. On numerous occasions, she told the court that Missick paid the bills, but she did not know the source of the money. She had a black American Express card, and she always wanted one, quote unquote, because of prestige. So, because you wanted prestige, actress, the people of Turks and Caicos' money, whether it was taxes or the gross national product, whatever this premier tricked it on, gave to you, American person. Now we got American women and men going over there to vacate, believing that it's sweet, believing that people appreciate their presence there, not knowing what conversations are like outside of earshot. See, our people are always confused, believing that people like them. Don't nobody like our ass, because we are so misrepresented in the world view that they think we ignorant, that they believe that we are niggas, that we believe anything our old fate oppressors say, and that whatever treatment we get, we deserve. This is what they think. Regardless of how they smile, regardless of what they say, they don't like you. You're not liked. You're not loved. You're despised. And that's evident in the microaggressions, in the passive aggressiveness that the world shows you. Because they believe you're a damn coon. So while y'all getting all dressed up and traveling, understand that. People are over there trying to line you up. It is what it is. And in the intoxic environment, being intoxicated by the trees and the sun and the laying out and the believing that you are doing something that no one else can do. You're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. Okay? Let's continue on. She was shown a loan document from J&T Banker in the Prague with her signature on it, but she doesn't remember borrowing. Rashida, salute, salute, salute. Much appreciated for funding the war effort. She doesn't remember borrowing or signing for a U.S. $6 million loan from that institution, although she recognized her signature on the document. In October 2006, she and Missick made an offer to purchase a house for $8 million in California, and they made an initial deposit of $200,000, but they did not complete the purchase, because she did not want the house anymore. Asked by Mitchell if she ever received a $1 million payment from Missick, McCoy said she couldn't remember. You can't remember if somebody gave you $1 million? Okay. Okay. This is the type of testimony the people, the Turks and Caicos, heard. Yeah. Then it's a lot of Grippergate going on. Yeah. She told the court she met Salt K developer Mario Hoffman, but could not remember how she met him or how she was introduced to him. In response to a question from Mitchell, she said she and Missick had dinner in the Prague, but she could not remember who she had dinner with. Mitchell later informed the court that McCoy had previously given the Special Investigation and Prosecution Team a detailed statement in November 2012 in which she says she met Hoffman in the Prague with Missick and had dinner with him. McCoy then says she flew with Hoffman on his private jet maybe 1 or 2 times, and that he had allowed her and Missick to take his plane to Los Angeles for a trip. Okay? This is what this type of shit is. This is the type of time she was on. And this is what type of time they believe all American women are on when you come in that image. When you come over there to floss. When you come over there with your bikini and your throws and your lashes and your wigs or your weaves and coming over there and kicking feet up. Can I get another drink? And talking reckless from a point of prestige on a perch that you bout that action. So you can come home and post it. And hummer stunt. That's what it's become. We become a people who want to stunt on other people. You want to stunt on people in the club. You want to stunt on people in church. You want to stunt on people anywhere you can to make yourself feel good, even though you are enslaved, even though you are oppressed. Fanon gives a great description and breakdown in The Wretched of the Earth, in A Dying Colonialism, because this is what our people have become. And we've been like that. Pandemic didn't do it. We've been like that for the last 20 years. We've been like that since community-based organizations been getting funding. We've been like that ever since they've been hiring people at Fortune 500 companies to be CEOs. We've been like that ever since fraternities and sororities and all this other weird institutional bullshit have people believing that you fit right in there with these old fays. So now Turks and Caicos is looking to get their money back. And it don't matter what American come through there. Doesn't matter what Canadian comes through there. Turks and Caicos want their bread back. And they will use the justice system to do it. Because your dumb ass, when you go over there, is not on point. Turks and Caicos doing it. The Isle of Dominica is doing it. All these little spots that y'all call Costa Rica, all these little spots where y'all going and getting extorted because you want to stunt. Krieger Bailey, salute, the yard is in the house. You dig? This is where we at with it. This is where we at with it. Your mind is gone. This is how easily your mind gets sucked in. So now, Sharita, while you're being parked, they parked you, they sitting you down, took 15 grand to bail out, got you parked, you can't go anywhere. How was your Mother's Day? How was your Mother's Day? Hey, Miss Real Salute. How was your Mother's Day? How did that turn out? I don't know. Yeah. So shout out to them. Hope they make it back to the States safely. Okay? But as of right now, nah. All I ever heard from my mama on Mother's Day was thank you. Whatever I gave her was much appreciated, because the other 364 days of the year, every day, I made sure that she knew how important she was to me. All the time. It's just that simple. But I always look around and see what are we celebrating? Why are people in such a celebratory mood? Then I have to try to go back and research and look and see pictures, and I don't see too many of them plantation era pictures with people jumping up and down, excuse me, celebrating after they got out of them damn cotton fields. I'm trying to see that. It is disgusting. But it's a mentality. I get it. Next up, because the mentality is getting thick. Yeah, we going all the way today, man. I got a few. I told y'all tag them. Because our people mind is twisted. Very much twisted. Let's talk about this father and son. Yeah, we got to talk about two melanated men who try to play themselves. Well, not try to. They played themselves because one didn't make it back. Yeah, not at all. Excuse me. We spoke briefly about it the other day, right? Marcel and his father Christian from Utah. Marcel himself was stunting online as a 45 supporter. Trisna hats, doing the regular basic Hummer stunting on social media type of thing. Bricks of fiat money, mad 20s, while and doing the same idiocy that we see many people do for attention. So many of us, I don't pay attention. I keep telling y'all, we got millions of people, millions upon millions of people who are online, who are on social media, hundreds of thousands of people who in their very own right have audience and big bases of subscriptions. I never heard of them. They never heard of me. Never. But this particular dude was special. Him and his pops, Christian, were trying to pull off a coup in the Congo. Now, when you start looking it up, his father was just in Israel with the Zionists, and again, got people in their ear. In 2024, when all these truths are revealed, when people are conscious, when people are woke, when people are tired of living under the boot of oppression, you still got these dumb, nappy head, melanated folks believing in these stringy head demons from Jacob's table. You still got people that believe in it. That's why I tell you, if you open up their chest, you're going to see red, white, and blue. If you see their blankets in their bedrooms, They're going to have white Jesus blankets, pillowcases, and all up in here. That's where they're at with it. I'll keep telling y'all, you got to read these individuals quick because they're among you all day, every day. We all have been stung by the conditions of our oppressors. These levels, these institutions, these schools, these banks, the workforce. Some of us are able to dismiss it. Others allow that shit to seep into their soul, and they become more of an Ophe than an Ophes. And I see it every day. Black women acting as Ophes. Black men acting as Ophes. But y'all get in trouble because you don't see it. You don't read it. You don't want to believe it. But these people have it in them. So these two, how much stunting online, because the Pops got video online too, thinking that it was cool to try to pull off a coup because they thought this was 1959 Bay of Pigs. They watched too many damn movies. I don't know who they thought they was. Russell Crowe, some damn body, Idris Elba. They really thought that this was something funny. Okay, Marcel's social media shows him supporting Trump. Here in the United States, showing off his money, hammers, and diamonds. Marcel's mother is now speaking out after the failed coup attempt, saying her son is an innocent boy following his father. Quote, "This was an innocent boy following his father. I'm so tired of all the videos being posted all over and being sent to me. God, will you take care of you people? Come on." All right? This is where we at with it. You dig? This is where we at with it. The father and son duo led a group of a couple dozen men, a few of whom were reportedly American, and tried forcing their way into the government complex in Congo. Christian was hit and unalive while resisting arrest. Marcel appeared to be a normal American kid. He played football. He was a Trump supporter, according to his da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm trying, all that, you're not normal and American when you're melanated and you can get gas to go over there in a mix of brick, in a mix of them saying, yo, we don't want nothing to do with the West. Take your Skittles and your lizards and be out. We are on our mission to liberation and freedom. You gonna go over there and play? Now, video of him hemped up. Yeah. The old face that was with him, you could see him. They terrified. This is where they at with it. Listen, as much as me, pushing for a liberated Haiti, to see them continue the Haitian Revolution and to be liberated and self-governing away from any Euro, away from any Ophe, man, you think I'm going to go over there and be on the front lines? Not knowing, I don't know a bit of patois, I don't know French, nothing. Then I'm going to go and take, they don't know me. They don't know where I stand. All they know, you black person speak English, you were raised over there, we don't know who side you on. So we just need to knock you off. What you doing here? Your support, Mr. Black Man, melanated person from America, should be vocal. That's it. Stay your ass where you at. Okay? And I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him. But I'm not dumb. I'll meet them at the finish line. They work on their liberation. We work on our liberation. But I damn sure ain't going against them. They melanated folk. Okay? I don't know what they really believe about me. So I'm going to be the dummy and get gassed. Take my happy ass over on the boat from Florida. Oh, it's easy. Yeah, come on. And go, yeah, let's fight and support the war effort over there. Nah. I can support and do the shit right here. Because I got a lot of cleaning up to do with our folk. And then when I clean our folk, excuse me, we do what we need to do for us. And y'all do what y'all need to do over there. And we meet at the finish line. Liberated. No old phase, nothing. But you had these two, father and son, allowing Euros, Bagelmeisters even, to say, yeah, y'all could do that. Here go a couple of rifles. Go up over there and go put that work in. In the Congo. Really? Really? Good riddance to you. Yeah. Let's see how that turn out. And as always, people don't guard their mind. People always believe something is sweet. And how often, how many times are people going to actually get away with going against melanated folk? Nadeem Rogers, salute. London is in the building. We got the Mr. and Mrs. We see you, Reels. How? How often are people going to continuously getting away with going against melanated folk, going against black energy, going against people who are seeking their liberation? That shit burns out. It's going to stop. And that goes for elected officials, that goes for military, that goes for police, that goes for teachers that try to harm and miseducate, that goes for everybody. You don't understand the awakening. They don't understand the age of Aquarius. They just don't get it. Y'all not going to keep doing it. So now this dude and his Pops is out of here. This dude is on Twitter looking stupid, looking crazy. It is what it is. It is what it is. They probably gun button him right now. You gonna step in the Congo with an old phase. Like y'all not gonna stick out. And then you try to bust weapons. He thought that was sweet. I be like, people be talking reckless to me online. I'm like, y'all, anybody in their right mind think that you could come to East New York and do anything to me and make it up out of there? Then you don't know the history of the 75th precinct at all. Tight squeeze. Even if by miracle it could happen, you're not going to make it up out of there. not. That's why we did whatever we wanted to do, wherever we was at. Within the 5 boroughs, outside of the 5 boroughs, out of town. Because if we made it back to the East, we was good. Yeah, it's like the Warriors and shit. You make it back to the East, we good. I ain't never worrying about nobody outside of East New York doing nothing to me. Nothing. Period. And as long as I'm in the East, nobody better not never come out there and try to do nothing to none of them. So you mean to tell me this stupid ass dad gassed his son because they was gassed by some old phase to go into the Congo and try a coup? Stupid. Guard your mind. Mama, I don't know what to say. But hey, your son did a dummy move. Dumb. Let's get it on. Let's go. Now, I saw this video the other day and I didn't believe it was real. I thought it was AI, or I thought it was some type of, fake, fraudulent, edited vid. But now it's coming through conventional broadcast news that is an actual event. 17-year-old Raleigh Freeman III, also known as rapper Rilo Huncho, is done after he accidentally clapped himself while showing off his hammer. I saw it. People were sending it to me. Excuse me. As early as 2 or 3 days ago. I was like, why they keep sending that? Because I didn't think it was official, but it did. It was actually official. The team went viral last week for the video, but many speculated that it was fake. Freeman's last words on earth were, F y'all, NIGGM word. Freeman was rushed to Centara Norfolk General Hospital in Suffolk, Virginia, where he later succumbed to the injury. His unalive was confirmed by his friend on Facebook. His family has launched a GoFundMe with a $15,000 goal. No. Jewels, this is somebody else. This is a young kid, 17. So, yeah. Again, playing on social media. Playing with something that is not a toy. Playing, hummer stunting, speaking in language that, again, isn't literal. You understand what I'm saying? These people, these young people, use terms, posture in a certain way, but they're not being literal about it. They're trying to be figurative. They believe that this is what is supposed to happen. And he did himself dirty. Again, when I was watching it, I'm like, this is real? Because nobody, and again, this is why I say everything ain't for everybody. It just isn't. Our people are very remedial when it comes to specific things, when it comes to street. I keep telling y'all the streets don't give. Everybody's not street. That is not a posture that you can just put on and take off like a coat. Everybody isn't ready to have firearms. That is not a mentality that you can run around with without proper training and a purpose. So when we get young kids, or we get these pretty girls, truckers and this and that, and everybody wants to run around with that thing, you understand? Now look. Now look. It it baffles me how our people have been so easily manipulated to believe that all of us fit in any lifestyle. That just because you're black, just because you're melanated, that you can just try on any coat and it's going to work. And that is not true. Million of us should never see no hammer. You shouldn't handle it at all. It's just not for you, and it's okay. Like a lot of us shouldn't be in corporate America. It don't work. It just doesn't work. It's not for you. A lot of people shouldn't be in the military. It don't work. It ain't for them. A lot of people should have never been in the industry. It wouldn't work. It just, we don't all fit in everything. And our young people, all of them are not street. All of them are not rappers. All of them are not gang members. All of them shouldn't have no hammer. It just doesn't work. And this is proof that people who are too young, too immature, too remedial, too much of a copycat is going to consistently harm themselves or others. So now we all had to watch this young person, took himself right off the count. Right off the count. Nobody in the room, nobody else. He just on social media playing. Wigged himself. Wigged himself. But look, the family launched the GoFundMe. But they're saying he's a rapper with an expensive hammer. How did he get the hammer? But where are we going at with it? Do you see what I'm saying? The posturing, the talk, the vocabulary, the manifestation of your beliefs, all that come in play. I don't just talk to talk. What is your purpose for being here? If you don't know your purpose for being here, you're going to manifest. You're going to move aimless. And at that point, anything can happen. And it usually does, especially to our people, because we're all over the place, purposeless. So it's just like a science project. When you see all the atoms and everything moving around, they're moving around and scattered in a mathematical and scientific movement. Don't think that shit is just crazy moving like that. There's purpose in all of it. But we don't have any. We're moving aimless in this matrix, just moving. Doing stupid shit, believing in shit that's not actual factual. And casualties happen, back to back to back to back. So when you guard your mind, you have to make sure that you're not a casualty of somebody else's perceived truth. Somebody else believe that they're moving right and exact, and they're not. They're speeding through red lights, through stop signs. They busting each other down raw dog. Huh? They're drinking and smoking laced stuff. That's their truth. Their perceived truth can harm you if your mind is not right and exact. So he took himself out. And as viral as it appears to be going, I don't hear a lot of discussion about it. I'm not seeing it. Again, are people going to play dumb and ignore and act like it can't happen to them or as if it didn't happen? Because they still want to bullshit on social media. You dig? They still want to do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is what it is. Let's get to the next one. Again, where's your mind? Guard your mind. Here we go. Man tased at Crunch Fitness in Amarillo, Texas, after he squared up to fight a police officer. This is on video as well. And I see we 71 minutes in. So yeah, I'm getting my rhythm back. It's coming. Because the last segment, yeah, I got some questions. Anyway, let's get to this other one here. This other individual, tased, trying to square up against law enforcement. According to gym staff, 40-year-old David Jones had punched a member of the gym the day before. The gym revoked his membership. However, Jones returned the next day and refused to leave. He needed anger management. Yeah, he needed anger management. He was on about a 7. He punched somebody. Went to a 9. They took his membership. That's the consequences of his action. But he came back and refused to leave. So something ain't right up here, homie. Now you're in an unwanted, uninvited space. You put yourself in a space where you are unwanted, uninvited, but because of your belief system, you think you belong there. Here we go. When the officer arrived, Jones tried pushing the officer with the weights. When that didn't work, he squared up with the officer and got tased. He was charged with criminal trespass and resisting arrest. Now, if this officer would have clapped him, everybody would have been boo-hooing. People I've seen online still talking about the officer was wrong. Now, you punch, homie, punch something. Homie punched something the day before. He took his membership. Yo, you can't come up in here. It's a wrap. You come back and refuse to leave to the point where they call police, and then you square up on the police. What? For what? You think squaring up, then the police goes and say, oh, my bad. You belong. I'm out. That you think that's how that worked in where? In Amarillo, Texas. That worked? Nah, homie, take that. Hold that. And that's what he did. That light went off. Poof, broad daylight. See how that light, see when I move? That's the shit that was right there in his belly. Ooh, he said, ooh, bah, bah, buckle right on over, hit the floor, feet in the air. Now, you may chuckle the way I chuckled, even though it's far from funny. Far from funny. You understand? Because we know how law enforcement do. We know the purpose of law enforcement. We know the dehumanization. But we also know when people are out of line and out of pocket. So when that light hit, see that bright shit? That's your pop. And then the rest of the gym members who happen to be old faith definitely help the officer lock him up, scrape him up, and get his ass up out of there. Yeah. Where's your mind in that? So now what are you going to do? Now you want to go back to the gym now? And what are you going to do? Clap at the gym? What are you going to do now? Do he got his mind right? Somebody reach out to David Jones so he can get an assessment. So we can check on his anger. Yeah, I'll be glad if somebody books an assessment for him because he was way out of line. Way out of line. Luckily that the person he hit, he got away with that. We don't see no assault charges from that day, but now maybe they'll go find that member since he was locked up for this and charge him. You see how he could have just got away with a whole assault, but now he just doubled down on his illegal activity and got tased for it. Feet up in the air, looking wild, 40 years old, and you don't know when to say when? You don't know when to say when at 40 years old? Remedial. Excuse me. Again, we've been in the last 2 decades, 10 and 20 years, of a space where we're not thinking, where we're no longer intelligent enough to use discernment when it comes to specific actions, because somewhere down the line, people have been told that they don't have to be held accountable to shit. They're not responsible for nothing. Anything and everything goes until it doesn't. Until it doesn't. And now your belly done got fried because he hit your ass right in the BAM! Yeah. Hold that. Because there's nobody playing with you. Nobody playing with none of us. So when you make those steps to be in a confrontation, you need to be right and exact, and you need to be prepared to fight. So what is going to be your fight? How are you going to fight? Are you going to fight intelligently? Are you going to fight like a guerrilla warfare tactician and only fight when you can win? When you on the right side of a battle? Or are you going to be a dummy and just come off with some weird ideas that you made up in your head that you're right? And we black men, we're melanated men and women. We are never right in their eyes. Never. When you 1000% right, you ain't right. Understand it and move accordingly. Move accordingly. All right, last, because I got things to do and I got to run. And I really had to think about this. Because I wasn't going to do it. But I always find myself in a position that because I'm so observant, because I'm so conscious and woke and looking for talking points, for things that can jar our people and really awaken them to even the ones that sleepwalking. We have to be very, very aware of the smallest shit. So I'm watching Jeopardy, right? Something that I've done for years. Something that me and my mother used to do when she come off those triple shifts of nursing, or maybe she would go away for 2 weeks as a traveler nurse, come back. We always watch Jeopardy in the crib, to even now, where that is a family event every evening. We may be eating dinner and watching Jeopardy. I may be getting ready for class or a session and watching Jeopardy. I don't miss it. It's very rare. And I've been doing it for a long time. So when I see certain things and I see specific people on there, I'm on point. I'm listening to every answer and question. Bets, the champions, all that. Now, anytime any of us are mentioned, whether it's politics, whether it's entertainment, whether it's sports, whether it's war, I want to see how many of the OFAs on the panel or others know the question. I do, because that allows you to see how important you are in their spaces, especially when most of these people come from higher levels of intelligence in that space. At least that's how it used to be. There's been a significant dumbing down over the years on the show. Nevertheless, you have to have a vast knowledge of various different subjects. So I always test my square on it. So in watching it the other day, there was an answer and then a question. And I was thrown. Now I've seen some very weird answers and questions on Jeopardy, especially about certain people, where I'm like, how did that get on there? How was that a question? I've seen Kendrick Lamar. I've seen Drake. I've seen Ye. I've seen a lot of people come up, and I'm scratching my head. And if the person is well-rounded and maybe hip enough, they answer the question politely. I mean, not politely, correctly. And politely, in a polite tone as well, right? So now, question comes up. Well, the answer comes up. This, Jess Hilarious in 2024 has been of this popular show. Whoop. So I'm like, hold on, what? Am I reading that right? Jess Hilarious? A Jeopardy answer question? Of course, nobody answered. And it was a Breakfast Club. So I'm like, come on, where are we going at with this? Immediately. I said, Jess Hilarious? I said, hold on. I am watching Jeopardy. They did just say Jess Hilarious. A D-list. Not celebrity, not personality. A D-list influencer. Me? The board on Jeopardy? Whoa. Through me. What is going on here? First Trump becomes president after grab him by the cat? Sleepy Joe running around here? Speaking in inaudibles in public? Passing out? I'm saying, hold on. Nah, man. Nah. We got people who winning Senate seats after they done lied on everything and still y'all can't get him up out of there. They gotta force him out and talk. I'm like, yo, this shit is some bizarro world. Jess hilarious? A Jeopardy? Jeopardy? So, of course, I put a little post on Twitter, hit my IG. Somebody who ain't even following me, or they must have, well, they were following me, but I didn't follow them. Don't know who gonna say, why the hate? Because I questioned, how the hell does Jess hilarious? And I'm still trying to figure out where the B went, because I've been watching her since Jess B hilarious. I've been watching because I really, one of the few people used to think I thought she was funny. Not ha funny, but I've been following her for a long time. Really. And on the low, cheering for her because I appreciate the struggle, where she came from, how she was able, most of them, her, Davis. Yo, I get it, how they use social media. They doing their thing, they get their numbers. So I'm definitely not a hater of her. But we talking about just hilarious as a Jeopardy answer question. Nah, something's definitely out of the pocket. So I had to do more research, and I'm trying to figure out who's responsible for this shit. Because nobody with the lack of resume that she has should never have made it to the Jeopardy board. If her white contemporaries on her level with the D-list achievements isn't a Jeopardy answer question, how did she do that? How did somebody figure out to put that up there? Because I know plenty of comedians, melanated people, specifically women who've been in the industry, who have at least got B-list resume, fame, notoriety, who ain't never had no question on Jeopardy. Yeah, she an Aquarius and born on my same born day. I'm telling you, there's absolutely no hate, but I have to question it because propaganda is everything. Because in the same way that her name is on the Jeopardy board, it's the same exact way how Glorilla got close to the president. That understand this shit. And understand how China had to have a cultural revolution because culture, whether you're into it deeply or not, shapes a society. And if you have a dumbing down of the culture, then your society ends up being dumb. That's why Mao and them wasn't playing. Cultural revolution, everything had to be about positivity and progress. If you had a bullshit play or a TV show or a movie or some artwork that wasn't in alignment, Mao and them was coming and taking that and taking your head off. So I had the question. So I'm like, hold on. How does that happen? So then I had to go back and I said, well, let me see. Let's really see how intelligent and prestigious Jeopardy was and is still as a television trivia show. Jeopardy first aired on NBC on March 30th, 1964, with Art Fleming as a host and Don Pardo as announcer. The show ran from 1975 January and was then syndicated weekly from September 1974 September 75, the show relaunched in 84 and considered the first season of the modern version. First Jeopardy champion, forget about it, 26-year-old homemaker. Got you. Jeopardy is an American quiz competition that reverses the traditional question and answer format of many quiz shows. The show has had 5 hosts, including Art Fleming, who hosted the original version from 64 to 79, and Alex Trebek, who hosted the revival from 84 until he transitioned. Right? The Canadian hosted game has been embedded in the public consciousness for decades, with Jeopardy airing 5 times a week for the for the vast majority of the calendar year. But beyond Alex Trebek's question reading chops and the contestants' fast reacting buzzers, the real magic happens outside of the studio, where 8 writers and 7 researchers create and fact check every single question that makes its way on the air. So you mean to tell me 8 writers and 7 researchers came up with a just hilarious question? Most of the researchers have been working there for decades. Hold on now. We all come to the show from different places wanting to be in the entertainment industry, but also being trivia nerds. So we've been lucky enough that this merges those two things. Jeopardy head writer Billy Wicey tells this publication. Most of us started as researchers for the show, so we generally promote from within. This dude has been there since Alex. Okay? Unlike episodic television, Jeopardy writers' room works standard 9 to 5 hours, even when the show isn't actually taping. There's no time off. We are in production and tape the show consistently. And I'm saying that these group of intelligent, researching OFAs came up with a just hilarious question. Is it weird? Somebody who has not nowhere become a household name with us? She's not even a household name in melanated houses. But that makes it to the Jeopardy board? And I'm not supposed to question any Grippergate going on, especially after she just supported the Euro. She just said Vlad was right and exact for trying to get a melanated woman fired from her professorship at Princeton. Ain't no Grippergate going on. I'm not supposed to question. Me questioning that is hate? Nah, that's some mammy shit. I know coded language. And for the woke community, for conscious communities, people who are aware, who have knowledge of self, when somebody calls you a hater, that's coded language. For them saying, I ride with Massa, I ride with Ophase. So you are hating because we're getting more from our Massa. We are getting more being in the house than you're getting being conscious and woke. That's what, when they call you a hater, that's what that language is, coded language. It's anti-woke dialect. It's terminology, as when they call people hoteps to try to disrespect somebody who has enough consciousness and awareness of themselves not to be taken advantage of by the O-face structures. So when you call me hate her for questioning why Jess hilarious is a question on Jeopardy, let's go a little deeper on how the questions come up. Because they first have their brainstorming sessions, then they have these things called rewrites. With completed categories in hand, the writers hand them over to Billy for approval. It's essentially a high-level review. Yeah. At this point, I'm checking to see if I think the clues are too difficult or taste-wise not right for our show, or I think we've done that subject too often, Billy says. So how difficult would it be? Because none of them got the question right. None of them knew who the hell Jess Hilarious was. They didn't even attempt to hit the button at all. They sit there, blank face, like, huh? Didn't even know what the Breakfast Club was. How does it make the board? Okay? After Billy organizes the clues from easiest to hardest or lowest dollar value on the board to highest, the categories move on to the researchers. A member of that team first double sources each fact with reputable sources, usually an encyclopedia, dictionary, or other appropriate resource material. How did it get on the board? How? Somebody tell me, how did that make it up there? I want to know. That's hate? That's hate, me questioning how that got up there? So now, after the rewrites, hold on. After the rewrites, they got, right? Hold on. After Billy organizes the clues from easiest to hardest, yeah, we did all that. Right? They got revisions. Once writers have completed the categories, then they proceed to send their work to Billy for approval. He is to ensure the entries have the right level of difficulty, that the tone is right for the show, and that the category subject is not being overused. Once he has organized all clues, right? Boom, 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 boom. Researchers are responsible for fact checking, right? Okay, yeah, that's the same thing. Boom, 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 boom. When the clue is approved, the researcher has to come up with all possible answers, questions to the clue. If no other answers exist, the clue is labeled as pinned. If the clues do not pass, they are sent back to the writers as often as necessary until research team approves them. So who and how many of them sat there and said that Jess Hilarious and the Breakfast Club wasn't too difficult for a group of O-Phase to answer? I'm waiting. I'm trying to figure this out. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, hold on. How did that make it to the big book? Really? They didn't say envy. They put that in there. Envy, Charlemagne the God. They put the question was based on her, who just got there. How would O-Phase know that? How? None of them tried to buzz. Not one of them tried to buzz in. Which leads me to believe it's some bullshit. Some Grippergate, something. I don't get it. And again, it's not to come down and say that she's not deserving of it. It's not a question for Jeopardy. It's not. Exactly. I never see, no, I did see Angela up there, but I never seen nobody else. They damn sure never had Angie Martinez as a Jeopardy question. Ever. Ever. Never Cheryl Underwood. Never. Her predecessors and her contemporaries who have larger resumes never made it to that board. People who have been B-list and A-list in Hollywood, on television, even comedians who got extensive, who have been in view of the American public, don't have, do not have a question on Jeopardy. And that's real talk. So the question that is to hate. So the mammy that asked me that question, I want you to be specific because you're going on my Summer Jam wall. Yeah. Because you tried to say that you thought that I was in a space where I accept opinion, where opinions can be discussed. Yes, opinions can always be discussed. Yes, we can check each other square back and forth. Yes, that is the educational process of liberators, revolutionaries, and those who are seeking to liberate. Opinion, dialogue, yes, but you were specific and said, I hate. What's the hate? As if I got time to hate on a D-list comedian. That's not an opinion. That was a factual statement of calling me a hater. When I already told you, I hate everything that tries to oppress my people. Yeah. I don't mind saying that I hate white supremacy. I don't mind saying that I hate enemies of melanated people all day. But you can never, ever say that I have hate for questioning whether or not somebody should be on a decades-long talk, intelligent, trivia, game show who don't have the resume for it. Who no one outside of one of us would know the proper answer to. Nah, people still mad and upset because they want me to be something that I'm not, which is caring beyond the scope of me making sure my class gets proper understanding of where we need to be. I don't give a fuck about a whole bunch of people at all, whether you're a black woman, child, anybody. That's not what I'm here for. It ain't no kumbaya moments with me. None. There's a lot of nappy-headed, melanated people going to have to bite in order for us to get to where we need to go. As you can see, how easily our people are manipulated to work with our enemies. They got this father and son to take their ass all the way to the Congo. It is what it is. There are people who can't stand this brown ass face when it come across YouTube. They can't stand it. They hate the energy. They can't stand that rebellious nigga nature that I keep in me. They hate that guard body essence, the intelligence, the militancy. It works their nerve because they know I don't care nothing about them or their masters, nothing about them or that white Jesus in their mind and soul. They can't stand that shit. It burns them. And it burns them that I'm intelligent and not no punk. That's what people fear the most. A dude that don't think twice about giving it to you any kind of way you want it. Simple as that. Ain't got no compassion for that shit. We here to liberate people. So yes, we can discuss ideas, doctrines, and all that. But never am I going to beat anybody's anything definitively. Yo, you hate. What's the hate? Really? I'll show you what the hate is. Yeah. So trust and believe you'll be up on that Summer Jam screen. Yeah. Yeah. Right along with your friend requests. And then when I checked you, all of a sudden you take the comment down. Because I checked you back eloquently in it. And asked, what has she done? That's Grippergate. You got to understand the replacements, how they move, who's going to be on code and on their agenda to make sure they further distract the people. That's what that is. And the little rewards and trinkets they give them. Because other than that, it makes no sense. And somebody that has no resume pops up as a question answer on a TV show that really isn't marketed or catered to us at all. I can name the black champions on Jeopardy. Can you? So again, come back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. Be safe out there. There's a war going on and has been consistently. Understand that you have a potential to be greater, but guard your mind, because even people that look like you are going to try to tell you some fictitious, false narrative shit that has nothing to do with your growth at all. Be mindful of that, okay? Trust and believe. Wild Bill rocked Chicago Panthers to sleep. Trust and believe. You got people that's sitting right next to you that's plotting on your demise. Make sure that you thug enough, gangster enough, militant enough to know that you're going to have to knock some melanated people head off. Okay? Yeah. Remember, all our liberators met their demise at the hands of one of us. Some nasty, coon-ass, Ofe lovers. From Malcolm to Huey to everybody. Khalid, all of them. They met their demise at the hands of a nigga that looked just like one of us. The energy created by other melanated people. Don't let that lesson slip by you. Niggas killed Malcolm X. Khalid Muhammad. Huey. Do you ever think that you'd be safe totally amongst your own people? You'll be a soldier 24 hours a day. And again, as always, classroom assistants, much appreciated for holding it down. To those who funded the war effort, salute. 55 gang, get y'all grades up.